Hi everyone, this is Karak from AngryCentaurGaming, and today I'm proud to bring you the review for Infamous Second Son, the third in the series of superpower simulators. Let's see if the second son is worth keeping around or if we send him off to an orphanage. Delsin, which is just one fucked up name, is the main character here. A man so douchey is sponsored by Massengill and smells like vinegar. He runs around the world trying to save the legs of old ladies through a series of levels that seem created not for narrative, but just for show. So let's get this ball rolling. Up first is graphics. Listen, the game is damn good looking. It has some serious black magic at times being thrown around with an anti-aliasing that is godly and layered special effects like an Elizabeth Shue, Danica McKellar, and me sandwich. Here and there are some ugly ass textures though, but all in all it's great. Special mention to the facial animation, which is almost as good as Rise for the Xbox One, but seems to be a little less detailed in the actual skin tones. Still, this game just has everything going on. All of it is dressed up to a high FPS. The engine never really dropped below 30 frames per second, once or twice in the entire game. Just awesome shit going on all the time, and the powers themselves have an amazing amount of character simply due to the lighting that each one uses.
No, you are my brother, all right? You are my brother. Okay, this thing with you is gonna pass. I promise, we'll fix it. All right, you with me? You with me? Okay.
Sound, music, and voice. Sound was excellent with special effects used for the superpowers, as well as those for the normal human weapons. They all sounded perfect. Sonically, they were layered exactly as they should have been, and explosions have a serious punch to them, and you should get accustomed to them because you're a wrecking machine. This game is for players who think that maniacal laughter is the best part of a heavy metal song. And that gets us to the music, which is just damn good. Atmospheric, subtle at times, and yet other times invoking a good deal of emotion depending on when the different tracks showed up. All in all, it was excellent, though it does get drowned out a lot of the time by the action going on the screen. And up next is voice. As you heard before, some of it's good, but a lot of it's hit and miss. You have some horrendous writing as well. It doesn't make me want to go back in time to World War II to die, but it's fucking close. It's just terrible sometimes. The actors do their damnedest to get through, and they do a passable job for the most part, but at times it's very juvenile, and despite Troy Baker as the lead actor doing his best to chip scenery like an emo Pac-Man, it still gets sour tasting. Hats off to him for doing what he could, but it's just painful bad writing. I imagine the script getting handed to a third grader who would just look at the writer and say, "Daddy, this is fucking stupid." Now we're on to gameplay. Second Son is deceptively simple in its setup actually. You have a set of superpowers that grow as you progress through the game, starting out at first with smoke. Yeah, smoke, it's dumb as hell, but it's a gameplay masterpiece that has you becoming an auto insurance agent's worst enemy, just fucking up cars left and right. So they start smoking so you can steal the smoke for your power. Also, somehow every single building in Seattle burns dirty industrial revolution coal in their basements for heat, and there are hundreds of smoking pipes on building roofs so you can run around and steal the smoke from them. I expect the chimney sweep business and lung cancer rate are booming here. You use that collected smoke to continually go forward towards taking out the main baddie, powering up as you traverse the levels and gaining new kinds of powers as you level up and defeat other conduits, which is a fancy word for mutant that isn't the word mutant because some other movie or comic book probably is using that. The game also has a serious amount of platforming to it. Thankfully, it controls insanely easy, and it's fluid as hell. The control's just sublime. Not a single problem with it, and the main character is weighted just right to make you feel like you failed when you mess up versus the game just messing with you. One thing I did notice is the game encourages you to use your skills flexibly, and it isn't really short, so once you're good, you start to become a smoky, neon, electrical, Godzilla, leather-clad, beanie-wearing badass just spinning through that center of town fucking shit up. The game also has the barest of bare moral systems in the game. You make choices that can be considered good or bad. Hurt good people? Bad. Hurt bad people? Usually good. This is checkers, not chess when it comes to decisions of good and evil, and seriously has more in common with the temperament of George Bush Jr. than it does with any decision more complex than bacon or cheese on your hamburger. Why not both, though? You can run, do your shit, pick good or bad, then go to town. And all of this gameplay is centered around taking out the main baddie, a woman who looks like a man who has a superpower of concrete. Yep, that's right. A Freemason's wet dream, this evil bitch can thrust cement through your bones and runs a company named DUP. Department of Unimportant People, Department of Undulating Peckers, I don't know. As I was playing, it really started to feel like the writers had systematically decided to attack plot and theme with ideas scratched into the bottom of Cheech and Chong's bong. Regardless, she's the baddie sending legions of dubs your way. I just like saying dub. But in the end, it's fun. Sure, the powers are all copies of one another. One weak, one strong, one jumpity jump skill. They're all carbon copies, but it's the damage, the van damage you get to unleash that is so fun. Ignore the shitty story, the paper-thin caricatures, and just go to town in a beautiful world, destroying every single car in a single city block radius, throwing enemies around like peanuts at a Texas roadhouse. This dude seriously has it in for four-wheeled vehicles. It's hilarious. He single-handedly would put Detroit automakers back in the fucking market. I expect to see him and Eminem driving a Chrysler in some mopey commercial with Delsin just sitting next to Eminem talking about bringing Detroit back. So what do you get with Infamous Second Son? You get a hilariously badly told game of douchey McDoucheberg turned douche hero. Yet the gameplay allows you to ignore all that and the awkward bits that the game wants you to believe, and you just play. Play and enjoy being a badass. Simply fantastic, simple-minded fun that rewards you with more and more destruction. So I rate games on a buy, wait for a sale, rent, or never talk of it again rating scale. Honestly, this is a buy, but just barely. Its gameplay and length outweigh the laugh-out-loud acting and story, and in the end you're left with a gorgeous showpiece that fully makes the PS4 look like a next-gen machine. So this is Karak from AngryCentaurGaming. Thanks for listening. If you liked the video, hit like. If you disliked it, hit dislike. And above all, never let your kite wind around a telephone pole. Peace out, bitches.